What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Football Mundial podcast. I'm your host, Alex Jimenez. I'm here with two of our hosts, both Daniels. We have Daniel Valdez
What up, guys?
and we have Daniel Grijalva.
What's up, guys?
First off, how you guys doing on this, Thursday afternoon?
Pretty good, getting ready to start this podcast. It's definitely something new for me. Gonna be something out of my comfort zone. So pretty excited about this, honestly.
Yeah, same with me actually. Trying to get back into soccer. I fucking stopped watching it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Get back in it.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I think it's out of all of our comfort zones, but I think we'll definitely have fun. I guess we could start off with how we all know each other. I first met Daniel Valdez, the one at the bottom of the screen if you're watching the YouTube video. Started playing together in Cruz Azul. I don't remember the exact year. Do you? Probably like
I mean, I was an 8th grader, so like 2011, 12.
Yeah, around that.
12,
It was around
13.
2012, around there. I started playing as a lone player on his team. It was called Cruz Azul at the time, and then eventually we ended up kind of merging the teams, and we played for Barcelona, Arizona. And then eventually Daniel Grijalva. Sorry. You joined. What year did you join?
It was my end of freshman year, so like 2015.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah,
played with us
like
like about 2
13. I
2013.
think
seasons.
it was like 14 because I think we went to high school into 2013 because we're like 2007.
Oh yeah, then that's true.
Yeah,
I
like
did,
14.
2014. Yeah,
Okay, and then it was about like what, 2 seasons, huh?
yeah, like two
Season and
seasons.
a half, 2 seasons. Yeah. And then basically I just wanted to start a podcast, soccer related, with someone I knew, and I reached out to both of them, and luckily they both said yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started. All right. So first game we're gonna talk about is Sevilla versus Barcelona, which took place on February 10th at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. First leg of the semifinal for the Copa del Rey. Quite a few injuries for both teams. I guess most teams in Europe are going through this because of the coronavirus. We have a bunch more games. Acuna, Ocampos, and Navas were big missing players for Sevilla.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was gonna mention, that Acuna and Navas are a big part of Sevilla's game. To be honest, the fullbacks. I didn't even notice. I didn't even know they were out until I actually started watching. Like, I saw the formation that started the game. But I saw Scudero come out as captain, obviously. I was like, and you have, because I mean, what's his name? Acuna became a big part as he just joined this season, as Regulon left.
Yeah, no, that Regulon loss was big. But Acuna definitely has been picking it up for them. He hasn't been as good as Regulon maybe, but I would say, but he's definitely been like a big part of their team. And then they had Alex Vidal fill in for Navas, who I don't think had a great game. Probably had one to forget, but and then on the Barcelona side, we had Araujo out with an ankle injury. We had Sergio Roberto out for another month. Just came back. Got injured in the Betis game, I think it was. Des with the thigh injury. Braithwaite, I want to say, also thigh injury. And Pjanic was also out, along with the other injuries that you already know about, Piqué being one of those. But the first thing I wanted to ask you guys about what you guys thought, we'll start with Daniel Grijalva. There's a quote that came out from the press conference after I want to say it was the Betis game. I think it was the Betis game. They asked Koeman about the rotations of the squad, how he was going to kind of go about it. And he said, it's in Spanish, but I'll just translate it. La Copa es el camino más corto para ganar un título. Y el Sevilla es un gran equipo. Hay que proteger a los jugadores para no tener más lesiones. So what he's basically saying here is trying to protect the players in the league. At least this is what I'm getting, in the league, so that way they can really push for the Copa del Rey title, right? That's what it sounds like he's saying. But he benched Langley, who, in my opinion, is better than both of the starting center backs, Umtiti and Mingueza. They started with Alba, Umtiti, Mingueza, and Firpo on the right. Daniel Grijalva, sorry. What are your thoughts on that?
I noticed that too, that he was prioritizing the cup games over the league. it was kind of weird to me because I go off a lot of expected points, so I look at that on like tables and stuff and where teams are and where they should be. So I don't know, personally I thought that Barca still might have had a good chance in La Liga. So it was, I mean, I understood the rotation, like it's definitely needed, especially with all these back-to-back games and then COVID, and they're all fatigued, you can tell. But I don't know, it's just, I think like sometimes too much rotation for these cup games is like prioritized a lot through Koeman, because I mean the league is still there. Atleti, they have I don't know if they have games in hand still. Actually, I don't know if they've played them yet, but I do know they had like 2 or 3 games in hand, and it's still, in my opinion, it's still kind of, Barca's like, they are like, what are they, like 6 points away or something like that from
They
Atleti?
are currently 8 points away, but Atletico
8,
does have a
yeah,
game in hand, so it
yeah.
could
It's like,
become
in my
11.
opinion, yeah, that's true. But I don't know. It just seems like Atleti have been getting like a lot of, they've been making a lot of goals that they weren't expected to make, especially with Suarez going in, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is that's weird to me is because it sounds like Coleman says he's prioritizing the Copa del Rey, but like well, not literally, but it's kind of seems like he's not because he's benching Longley, you know.
Yeah. It was weird. Umtiti, he had a really bad game, honestly, in my honest opinion. But I mean, he hasn't had the best of games recently, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like every time he plays, he's just not always 100% there.
Yeah. All right. So for the first about 10 minutes or so, it seemed like Sevilla was kind of playing deeper. Not deeper, but they weren't necessarily pressing Barca's back line. They were letting them have the possession, and I think Lopetegui came into the game with like the perfect game plan, especially as a strong team, a strong like system that he has there. And he's waiting for Barca to screw up. That's what I kind of got from the first like maybe 10, 15 minutes. They weren't really pressing, like I said, but once they would come into their Sevilla's half, you could see the team kind of trying to pin them and close them down, working together. You see the lines move in a group.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what ended up happening. I did want to talk about the chance in the 11th minute. I'm not sure if you guys saw it where Griezmann.
Yeah,
You
Into
wanted to
Messi?
explain that one, Daniel?
Yeah.
Valdez.
Yeah. I feel like after that, I mean, Messi usually finishes those. Come on, it's something that he has to finish, especially in a semi-cup game against Sevilla.
Definitely.
Like you were saying, because moments like in the first 15, like you were saying, they were basically like a 4-5-1. Sevilla was defending, and that becomes I think a definite moment. If you score that, I mean, the game becomes so much easier for you, because I mean they had the ball,
100%.
and at the slow tempo that they were playing at, everything would just make it way easier for Barca to just keep the lead. But I don't know. It's one of those things you can't miss, and especially these type of games.
No, 100%. That ball from Griezmann, like that's, he chips it right over Koundé, perfect ball, lands straight at Messi's feet. And when he tries to finish it, Bono does make a great save. I'll give him that. He had a fucking hell of a game. Reaches out left foot and stops it. And then I think after that, like you said, it's just too hard to break that block down. And when you have those chances, when you have those, especially one as open as that, you got to put it away. I'm not trying to put anything on Messi, but that, like you said, he scores that, the game opens completely. But shortly after that, in the 18th minute, Koundé had I don't know if it was supposed to be a shot or a cross, but it goes just wide of the post.
I think Ter Stegen got a hand on that, if I'm correct, or somebody touched it, right or no?
I think it went off for a goal kick. No,
it did. Oh, okay.
I think it went off a goal kick.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying though. Look, you don't score that, and then Koundé has that chance at the 18th, and then at the 25 he scores.
Yep, exactly.
And it's the center back score on you. He created 2 chances in less than 10 minutes. Like how?
And I really like the way that, like I said, I retweeted a tweet the night or the day of the game, and I didn't want to focus so much on like what Barcelona's trash or Barcelona players did so bad, because Sevilla as a group did really well, especially Koundé. Like this isn't the only time he's done that too. He kind of gets in that, it's like an overlapping center back, I guess you could say. He sees that space and he just goes, especially with that right flank, and it's almost like another right back in a way. And it's so dangerous.
That is something that you notice. Their center backs play really, really wide.
It's because Fernando can, kind of drop in between them and act like as a center back to allow them to do that. And
yeah, because at times it looked like it was a 3 in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But then
and then the center backs push up and they got 1 at the back. Koundé pushes up, they got 2 left. No, but yeah, definitely that Koundé run was beautiful, man.
It looks like something they work on or something, because I mean he does do it a good amount, and he is like a pretty important piece to like Sevilla's game plan, and like he's like a key factor to that team, honestly.
Yeah, no, definitely. That was something I wanted to say, because at the beginning of the run, if you listen closely, you can hear everything now. Koundé gets the ball and he kind of sees the space, and I don't know if it's Lopetegui or someone else on the sideline, but you can hear him say "corre, corre," like just go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what he does, right? He beats, I think it's Griezmann on the tackle. And then I want to say it's Fernando. He kind of like screens Busquets out the way to allow like Koundé to make the cut in, and he just rips Umtiti way too easy, man. Way too easy. And beautiful finish. Like you can't really say anything about it, right? And second half, Sevilla just kept possession and kept dominating, really.
Yeah. No. Another point is Papu Gomez. Mm-hmm. It looks like he's fitting quite well into that team. It doesn't even look like he has a month in there. Like it's his first month, he just transferred, and it looks like he's been playing there for a while. And you can tell he's still obviously not adapted 100%. But you see him starting off at the left wing. And I would see him in the middle a lot of the times, and even Suso, they cut in a lot. Mm-hmm. They open up, like they rotate. I saw a lot of rotation from that team.
Yeah, no, I did really like the ways like he comes in. It kind of helps, because I noticed Jordan, Rakitic, and Fernando, they all kind of rotate sometimes. Yeah. You'll notice like Jordan will like pop into that socket like between like the center backs and a fullback, just try to receive the ball. Rakitic does the exact same thing, and you'll see Fernando kind of push up. And when that happens, Papu Gomez is the perfect player like to have on that wing, because he can just kind of slot in and help, and you have that fullback, in this case would be the left back, just making that darting run. Man, if they still had Reguilon to go along with that, that would be crazy. But I mean, obviously they don't. And then they almost had a second chance. There was the one where I don't remember if Vidal gives it down the right side. It was about the 45th minute to Yusuf El-Nuseiri. Mm-hmm. And he makes like a nice little run, but I think he like completely whiffs the shot, and they didn't really get a great chance from it. But it was another time where they get in behind the Barca defense, which seems like it seems like my team could do it,
Yeah. I think the one you're talking about is where they actually get the shot off Escudero, the left back.
It's a different play. No, it's a different play. It's a couple minutes before that. But the one you're talking about is right before half. Yeah, that was a great, nice save, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I know which one. The shot. I remember that one.
Yeah, from Escudero. Yeah, that was a good shot. At halftime, I had written here in my notes, and I even asked my dad, right? I said, can they come back against a good team? That's what I wrote in my notes. And like we saw, they came back against
Betis,
mediocre, like to average teams, right? They came back against Betis. Who else was the other ones?
Levante or no?
Granada.
Oh,
yeah,
Granada.
Yes,
That's
it was Granada,
yeah,
and then there was another one. They came back from a 1-0. It wasn't anything crazy, but I have him here. Sorry, it was Rayo Vallecano, who's in the second division. So like, that's not a crazy team. You shouldn't be going down in the first place. And then Granada, Betis.
They missed like 2 PKs, didn't it, or no?
I'm sorry.
Oh no. I thought that was the game where they missed like a couple PKs, but no, that was before.
Yeah, that was. The Rayo one was the Copa. What would it be? Round of 16.
Cornella. That's where they missed like PKs.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my question at half, and it's just like, can they come back against a good team? Like, yeah, you can come back against those teams, like I said, but when a team is organized, when a team is disciplined, when a team is, one of the best teams in the world, like Sevilla is one of the best teams in Spain, can Barca come back? And it's a question that I wanted to ask before this game even started. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, and the scenario ended up happening.
The thing is, it's a 2-leg tie. that's the key there, because they do have the second leg at the Camp Nou.
Yeah. No, they definitely do. But that was my question for this game. And
Yeah.
in the 50th minute, or I'm sorry, that was my question at half. In the 50th minute, we get about the first action in this half was the penalty. Well, potential penalty, which was given as a free kick. I wanted to ask your opinions about that, what you guys thought it was. We'll start off with Daniel Grijalva.
Fuck, I can't remember that honestly. Which
It's the one where Alba gets dragged down and they give the penalty right outside the free
the
the
one where
box.
there wasn't. Oh, okay. That was kind of crazy to me. I mean, it kind of I don't want to say it looks like Alba does fall, but I mean he does definitely get pulled, but there's some fall to it. So I think that's why the ref might have not given it, because it looks like he's already leaning into him before he gets pulled. So I don't know. I mean, to me, it honestly did look like a PK, but I can see why maybe it wasn't given as one. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't reviewed, right? Or like.
Yeah, it went to VAR.
It did.
I'm pretty sure it went to VAR, right, Valdez? Can you verify?
Huh?
Can you verify that? I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it went to VAR.
Yeah, because I mean the VAR was working there. It's a lot of times I think they do by initial contact. So I mean, if they go by if it started out off like outside, but the key there is like, do you give advantage, and then if he falls inside, the contact keeps going, do you call it a PK?
Yeah, the only concern I had though was when I'm watching it, it's either you either call it a penalty or you don't call anything, right? Because like if you say, I think when the contact happens, like he touches him, when he first touches him, like he lays a finger on him. He is outside of the box, but that's not when he starts pulling him. He starts pulling him once they're both players are inside the box / on the line, which is considered a penalty. But it's like
look at kind of when.
What happened?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
It's just frustrating because it's like VAR's there to check, and you can call them over to say, okay, it's a penalty. It's either a penalty or it's either a penalty or it's not, right? Like it's not a free kick. I thought it was clear from the video that it's not a free kick. But I guess,
I don't know.
I just think it's
a lot of.
Go ahead.
It looks like it seems like a lot of penalties have been given to Barca like this season. Like just VAR is just not like, it's shit. Like I don't understand it either, because they literally have it there in front of their eyes, and they have like what 2-3 people looking at it, and it's ridiculous. Like I mean, if we can see it like in the first, like when it first happened, like come on, like after reviewing that, like you have to be able to like see it clearly. Like I don't know, it's just crazy how they don't call these like clear fouls. You can see in broad daylight.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So something like, see, that's what I mean though. Like because Barca doesn't play with the left winger, so it's always Alba on that flank. So sometimes I believe, because we all know that Messi and Griezmann kind of play the same positions and they get in each other's way, blah blah. And that's what you get when you actually have a winger. You look at Dembele 1v1 every time, and then on your left side it has to be Alba or it's no one. And I mean, and I criticize that about Koeman, because I mean his subs came in the 85th and the 90th minute. You know what I mean? And like, I mean, it's 1-0. Before the 85th minute, it was 1-0. And then you have that kid, Conrad de la Fuente, I mean, a winger who you've been building, he's been through La Masia. Why not give him a shot? Last 20 minutes. I mean, it's not like you're switching up your back line. It's not like you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be like the first mistake to like the second goal or anything like that. Like, like try something different. And you put Trincao and Puig at the 85th and the 90. Like, come on, like, try something.
Those 5-minute subs, they can't do shit, honestly. Like,
I
can't do anything.
You touch the ball one time, twice max in those 5 minutes.
Yeah,
it's pretty ridiculous, man.
Trincao had 1 pass, Puig had 7. And let's be honest, they didn't have a lot of subs, a lot of like.
They didn't. That was a big issue, you know. Like we talked at the beginning of the podcast. You know, there's so many players out, and you know, I don't put a lot of blame on Koeman, because he doesn't have. I mean, he didn't have too many options, but you know, like you said, Conrad de la Fuente could definitely be an option. I heard his 1v1 ability is really good. I haven't seen too much of him, but I heard his ability to like, beat a defender is really good. And like you said, out on those wings, especially on the left side other than Alba, there's nothing really going. And, Dembele had a good game. He put a lot of pressure on the Sevilla defense, but he didn't really, cause any major issues. He didn't really get behind them. He didn't really cause any problems for them. I think Escudero did really well. For not being a starter, for not like I said, not being a starting player. I think he contained him really well. And Dembele is not an easy player to defend against. He's not, he's been in pretty good form lately too.
Yeah, definitely. As long as I've seen him playing a Barca shirt.
I mean, he's barely started playing again. I mean, I'm just happy he hasn't been injured.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's what he needs, a good run of form. He's able to catch some confidence. I kind of want to transition a little bit away from Barcelona. First player I want to talk about, Joan Jordan, who in my opinion, was the man of the match. You can say Koundé, I'm not going to argue and say you're wrong. Even Bono, who had an excellent game. But Joan Jordan, the way, like I said, he'd pick up the ball deep. He'd win the ball deep and make those penetrating runs straight through the middle to get an attack going for the team. Tons of recoveries. I think I want to say it was 13 recoveries. He was winning the ball all over the place, playing smart, tricky passes, switching the ball when it needed to be switched. He had an amazing performance, in my opinion.
He carried the ball really well. Yeah, I saw he had like 7 dribbles or something like that. So he's carrying the ball really well forward.
Yeah, he's one of those players that offers you the ability to play as a center mid or the CDM position. As we talked about, they all kind of rotate there. So he has that ability to drop in between the defenders and take the ball out cleanly. And he also has that option to attack, which is obviously very important when you're playing that type of system. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be long before we see him in the national team. I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot of him in the national team.
Yeah, I guess with the emergence of other players like Merino kind of takes away the opportunity. I think Campaña from Levante. He also got some minutes. So I definitely think he should get an opportunity soon to play. I saw someone bring up so I don't mean to kind of move away from the game, but I did want to ask you guys about this. I saw someone say that Joan Jordan would be perfect next to Kimmich at Bayern, to kind of take over, like, I guess you could say what the Thiago role, kind of was. I guess Kimmich moved into that position, so it's not necessarily the same, but that was something that really intrigued me.
What does Bayern play with the 2-6s?
Yeah, they play a 4-2-3-1 usually.
Yeah, because Mueller usually plays in front of those, huh?
Yeah, he's usually the 10.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be something crazy.
I just don't know how you take Goretzka out of that team, especially for the way they play, like just so vertical. But I mean, you had Thiago playing that role and they played it the same way, so I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be a problem for them.
Yeah, no, I think Hansi Flick would be able to figure it out. At least it gives them more rotation. I've heard Bayern fans kind of complain about like rotations and not having enough depth in players. I think it's in other positions, but I think he would be a good addition to the team. I kind of like that tweet. I don't remember exactly who it was. I wish I could give him the credit, but there was another chance in the 61st minute. Yusuf El-Nesyri, great game. He causes a lot of problems, especially with the back line against Barca. He's always running, he's always active, he's always pressing. 61st minute, he gets in behind, and I don't know if you guys remember, but it's like, I want to say it's like a maybe 4v2. There's just Sevilla players running into the box. He crosses it into Alex Vidal and he doesn't shoot. That could have been another opportunity where, they could have made it 2-0 even earlier. Not sure if you guys remember that one. Yeah, but then finally in the 84th, Rakitic beats Umtiti's trap and, finishes calmly high at the near post.
Very strong shot.
I just don't know what he's trying to do there. Like, I mean, I do obviously know he's trying to play the trap, but I just don't know. I mean, you have to think those in like milliseconds, but I mean, it's Rakitic who's running at you. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
it's not a Nasiri. It's not like a Navas or someone like
It's not
fast.
someone with blistering pace. It's not
Yeah.
someone with any pace.
But then I think he does slip, so I'll give him that. I think
He does slip, and that's why he's not able to recover. But still, man, like he's at fault for the first goal. He's at fault for this goal. This is the Betis goal where was it the Betis goal where he just gives it away in the corner
Where he
flag
passes
and
it.
yeah, where he tries to pass it to Alba and he gives it up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, like that's three goals I can think of off the top of my head like this. And he's been back for how many games? 3, 4, something like that. I think that's way too many, man.
Especially
definitely.
That level. Go ahead, Daniel.
Oh, I was just gonna say that they're missing Araujo. Like he's been having a really recent good run of games, so I feel like that really messed up Barca's defense.
Yeah, and like Araujo's athleticism is insane. Like his ability to if someone gets in behind, like this dude's chasing him. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like on a just straight up sprint, he's one of the fastest players on Barca. I'm pretty sure he is. You know how they do those statistics for like fastest players in the league. I think he might be first in La Liga if I'm not wrong, but if not, he's up there. But yeah, like just his strength, his size, he gives a lot for the team, and already at like 22 years old.
And that's the thing though, because I mean, if you're playing Umtiti and Mingueza, it's because you don't want to play with 2 left center backs. But I mean, it all comes down to his preference, because at the end, I mean, you have Lenglet available. So it's not like he's out or you don't have a center back. It's just, it comes down to Koeman's preference. And I don't know if he just doesn't see things that people outside do, or if he just likes them. Like I'm pretty sure it comes down to like his preference at this point. Because I mean, Lenglet hasn't been great lately.
Yeah, but he's not a great solution. I'm not going to say that either.
But I mean, I don't think he's any worse than Umtiti.
Yeah. And I guess it's a situation Barca's in right now. It's like who's not the worst one, right? And it's not a situation that a team should be in, especially at the center back position. That's just like, me and you had the little not argument on Twitter, but Grijalva, when we were talking about like if Barca's still considered one of the best teams in the world, right? And I think that's just why they're not. And even with Piqué back, even with Araujo back, I think this team's still prone to like, these silly mistakes. I think, and we don't even know. We don't even know how Piqué is gonna come back, right?
It looks like it might be. It looks like he might be done after that. I don't know.
Yeah,
he might play just till like May and then that's it.
Yeah, he's very old, right? And like at that age, your body doesn't recover the same, especially after years, the mileage that he's had on his body, all the experience he has, and yeah, we'll see. But
I think a lot of it is like has to do with Barca. Personally, I think a lot of it has to do with mentality wise. I don't know. I just think they don't focus like 100% through the game sometimes. Like going back to that question, do you think Barca could come back against a good team? And it's like, I don't know, it's just like that mentality that Barca has had since Roma. Like they're just like scared or something. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And I thought those games maybe. I mean, I don't want to sound like the tie is over, right? Because it's definitely now you have 90 minutes, especially when you have Leo Messi on your team. 2-0, coming back from 2-0 isn't something that's out of the picture. It's obviously just a lot harder to come back from a 2-0. But the second leg is at the Camp Nou, there's an interesting quote I have here. It's in Spanish also. Los centrales del Sevilla pueden ganar esta eliminatoria. Los del Barça pueden perderla. And I think that like perfectly encapsulates what we're trying to like say here, right? Like the quote, I'll translate the quote really quick. Sevilla center backs can win this tie, and the Barca center backs can lose this tie. And it just goes straight back to what we were saying.
No, definitely. And that those pairs of center backs have been very consistent throughout. Even last season when they won the Europa League, Diego Carlos has his mistakes, but I like him.
I really like him too. If I'm not mistaken, I saw I want to say it was from AS, like AS, from Spain, and they were saying, I want to say it was AS, it might have been Marca, but they're basically saying that they're interested. Real Madrid is interested in Diego Carlos. I'd assume because of the leadership that he probably brings, he's the more physical center back. He's the more aggressive one.
And you
That's
have
what they'd be
Ramos
losing with
leaving
Ramos.
probably in the summer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they'd be losing in Ramos. I think Koundé is the better center back of the two. He's less prone to mistakes. He's great on the ball, but so is Diego Carlos. Diego Carlos has great passing ability for center back. So I don't think you can go wrong with either of those two. Like you said, they've put themselves up there as probably one of the best center back duos in the world, right?
Yeah.
Like who's up there?
Definitely.
Ramos, Varane. I guess you could even say in form right now, Stones and Diaz, and then them two are right up there.
Yeah, I mean Koundé is 22 and Carlos is 27. I mean, none of them have hit their peak yet.
Especially for a center back, man.
Yeah.
Koundé has so much time to grow, and
Koundé for sure leaving in the summer. No way he's
think so. Yeah. They had to do a lot to keep him this summer, and they ended up keeping him. I think City was interested in him.
Yeah.
Couple of
a good amount of Premier League teams I remember were interested in Diego Carlos too.
Yeah.
I remember seeing from the summer.
Sevilla's done really well to keep hold of all of the players. I mean, apart from Regulon, but that was a loan, so that's a completely different situation. They didn't want to do the buyback clause that Tottenham ended up going with. I think it's like 45 million or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't blame him. And Acuna was an excellent pickup. Monchi doing Monchi things. Yeah, and he was cheap. But yeah, other than that, I think they kept everyone but Banega, but bring Rakitic in free. Monchi doing Monchi things. Gomez 5 million. Monchi doing Monchi things. But are there? Oh, someone I did want to talk about. Hold up, Antoine Griezmann. He only had 49 touches, second least as a starter for Barca. 0 shots on or 0 shots period. And it's like in these games, right? He doesn't, like you said, Danny, he doesn't offer that 1v1. He doesn't offer the dribbling that you would want a winger to have. Messi's playing a lot more centrally, a lot higher now. I mean, at least when we don't have the ball, he still drops in when Barca does have the ball, but I don't know, man.
I think
so much money wasted.
Griezmann, yeah, it's him and Coutinho, but I think Griezmann plays better off a second striker. I think him having a more a second striker with him, it helps him better. Not somebody that plays central, but somebody that occupies the box maybe or something like that. But I do know that's how he played at Atletico, and I mean he was great there. I mean, so I don't know what it is with him. It looks like sometimes it looks like he just wants to be defensive too. Like it's crazy.
It kind of sucks, right? Because sorry, I don't mean to slouch like that, but it kind of sucks because I don't want to say he ruined his legacy, but 5 years ago, Antoine Griezmann was looked at as a completely different player than he is today.
Definitely.
And it kind of sucks because I really liked him at Atletico, even though I'm a Barca, Barca fan. I still watch Atletico games and to this day, and he's gonna be looked at completely different in Spain. Maybe not by Atletico de Madrid fans, but in Spain as a whole. And I think his career is just gonna be looked at completely different. It really sucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Daniel was saying. He does play he plays behind the main striker. Like I would have loved to see it with Suarez right now at Atletico.
Yeah, exactly. And it sucks because that's Messi. Like Messi, that's a space Messi loves to occupy. That's a space Messi is gonna occupy.
Yeah, and he's proved it again. And it's not like it's just at Atletico. You've seen it with the France national team. Like that's where he plays. Like he would play in the World Cup behind Giroud, and like that they occupy the same space. That's the problem. And I mean, Messi's Messi. You're not gonna move Messi. So I mean, come on.
I think Barca just bought a bunch. I think they just made a mistake buying a bunch of players that want balls like they want the ball at their feet. Like they needed runners. Like they already
Mhm.
have somebody who can play with the ball at their feet really well and can give like great passes. Like I don't know, it didn't make sense to me how they bought a bunch of players that play better with the ball at their feet instead of runners.
Mhm.
I think they were just trying to get a striker out of him, like a main striker.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
I feel that.
exactly what they're trying to do. And it's just not what he is.
That's what I wanted to. I wanted them to just play him as a 9 and leave Messi on the right again. But I don't know.
It doesn't work out either, you know.
It doesn't work out. Yeah.
And that double pivot is, I mean, I'm not saying it's not what Barca should play, but like when you're like, again, you're down 1-0, like just change it up. I mean, you do have Frankie who always joins in the attack, but
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's double pivots. I think it's kind of more of a 4-3-3 now, no?
yeah, it starts off as a 4-2-3-1, but I mean, yeah, when they have the ball, Frankie seems to be, and Barca
Yeah,
always have.
yeah, because he'll kind of like make running positions, especially when Messi drops off. You'll see him like playing
Mm.
striker sometimes, you know, just to try to get numbers up there to have a body in the box to, you know, kind of distract the center backs a bit.
Yeah, no, I think they just need more wingers. They need to attack more through the wings, especially on that left side. I mean, you can't have Alba up there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, definitely. So yeah, did you guys have any positives for Barcelona like to take out of this game? I mean, they didn't play bad, right? They played well. They
I
had the
mean,
chance. They
a lot of abs had Bono as man of the match. So, I mean, you gotta give him
yeah.
credit. I
Yeah,
saw
I
I
think he had
thought
like
Bono
5
focusing on
saves,
the
right?
play. Yeah,
when I first saw the match, like I thought to myself, I was like, Barca looks like they're all over the Sevilla team. Like it
4 saves.
kind of surprised me. Like when I saw the score, I was like I don't know, it was just weird. Like it seemed to me that Barca were gonna score at some point, but it just never came.
Yeah, and
They weren't that direct.
it's like I said, in Sevilla had a perfect game plan. Lopetegui drew it up
Yeah.
perfectly. It's just wait for them to screw up, and it's gonna happen. I promise it's gonna happen. As a Barca fan, I know it's gonna happen at least once, if not twice, 3, 4 times in a game. So yeah, the two teams, Sevilla and Barca, will meet again for the second leg at the Camp Nou on March 3rd, but they do actually meet again right before that in La Liga on February 27th at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. So they'll be playing each other back to back.
no,
Oh,
no,
no, sorry, go ahead.
no. I'm just saying that they do have a kind of a tough schedule coming along. I mean, you do have that Champions League against PSG. And then you
Yeah,
got
exactly. They
you
got
got
Alaves next at home on February 13th at 1. They have PSG on February 16th, Tuesday. And then on February 21st, they have Cadiz, which isn't the hardest game, but you know, those guys know how
I
to
think they beat them the
defend.
first game.
Yeah, no, they know how to defend. That's the thing. And like you said, they lost the first game. They got Elche right after that, the 24th, and then Sevilla back to back to close out the month.
I mean, the problem is, I mean, none of these are. I mean, they're not the hardest teams, like you said, Cadiz and Elche, but you
Especially,
are
I mean,
playing every 3 days, and
yeah,
you
no,
don't
no,
have
no.
that depth of the squad.
Yeah, exactly. You know, everyone's out. But then again, you know, PSG did lose Neymar. Sounds like it's gonna be 4 weeks, so that could be huge. Also, you know, it does make the game a little bit easier. I mean, it's not easy when you're going
Definitely.
up against Mbappe, especially with the defense that's in the state of Barcelona's. But we'll see. Sevilla also has, you know, a tough schedule themselves. Next game is Huesca, who's at the bottom of the table, but you know, they play good football. Borussia Dortmund on the 17th, Osasuna on the 22nd, and then Barcelona back to back. I think that Sevilla Dortmund leg is going to be great. Sevilla has 8 wins in a row. 6 of those are clean sheets.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
They're in pretty good
they've been
form right
playing
now.
really well. Um,
Especially with Dortmund's form right now. It's disaster up there.
what happened? Oh yeah, no,
Dortmund's form is
Dortmund's looking scary. Yeah, we'll see. See if they get a
but
coaching
it's bad.
situation figured out too.
Yeah, that's gonna be the problem. I'm pretty sure they're focusing more on next season already.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, no. But
even at the table, they're 6th in the Bundesliga.
yeah, they've been in terrible form in the Bundesliga lately, and it's just so inconsistent. I hate to ask this, but do we got any scoring predictions for the second leg between Barca and Sevilla? Sorry.
I saw this one tweet, and it was a video of Messi, and he looked like really calm after the game, and people were saying like, oh, like nothing, like we shouldn't be worried if Messi's this calm. And I don't know. I mean, I like to be confident, so hopefully Barca can get a win. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe a 3-0 win.
Okay. Is it the one where he's talking to like Acuna, Papu, and yeah, Rakitic? I saw that.
I just can't remember it. Do away goals count? I think
Away
they do.
goals do count. Yeah, they do count because
Yeah, they do count,
they were
huh?
talking about that earlier today in the other semifinal.
Yeah. No, I think Sevilla scores. I'm not sure if Barca goes through, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised at all, but I don't think they go through. I would want them to go through, but I just don't think. I think it's a 2-1 Barca.
Yeah, and then if Sevilla scores, that makes the job like a million times harder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the thing. You gotta get that away goal. Especially now, you gotta take advantage since there's no fans. There's no like that extra pressure that like the home fans would put on you. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because if Sevilla gets an away goal, I mean, let's just say they happen to score first, Barca has to come back with 4, right? Because even if they win 3-1, Sevilla move on with the away goal. So yeah, that could be really dangerous, especially if Sevilla scores first. So I think it'll be very crucial for Barca to, come out and try to get a goal early, try to establish like, some kind of dominance in the game and try to like let them know, that they're kind of here. Try not to give Sevilla any confidence early.
That's the thing though with these kind of teams like the Sevillas, the Villarreals, the Sociedad. Like they either give you a great match or you just walk past through them. Because I think I remember a match where Barca just walked past through them in the second leg. I think it was Copa del Rey too. Like
yeah, and the funny thing is it was 2019. I think I want to say it was last season. And Sevilla won the first leg 2-0, just like this situation. And I think they came back and smashed them like 6-1. But it is a different team.
Yeah, that's.
I think since that point, Sevilla has definitely gotten better and Barca has gotten worse.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you guys have any final things you want to touch on for this game?
Just the fact that Ocampos was out too. You gotta keep that in mind.
Yeah,
great addition to the.
Does he play on the left or right?
So he usually, yeah. He played last season on the right primarily. But Suso kind of like has that position locked down right now.
Yeah.
So he did play on the left to start the season, but that was before Papu came in. So when they're healthy, they got to figure that out.
That's a good headache, huh?
Yeah, good problem to have. Especially if Papu, he's a little older. He doesn't need to be playing every minute anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I think if that's it, we'll switch over to the Club World Cup just really fast to touch on it. It was between Club World Cup final. Sorry, it was between Tigres and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich ended up winning 1-0. You want to start off, Dan? You want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'll start off. I mean, it was a great plan by Tuca defensively speaking. I mean, they didn't create much, if anything at all.
Yeah, they really didn't create anything.
And the goal you give off is just, I mean, there's not a mistake or any. I mean, it's like an inch that keeps him on side or something like that, like his foot, like the ankle.
Yeah,
but, I mean, that's the problem when I feel like he didn't have a plan B. I feel like he just planned that whole game defensively, and then you get scored on. What do you do now?
Yeah,
and that's where I think the mistakes came. And I mean, you don't have a lot on the bench either. Come on, let's admit it. Compared to the,
if we're comparing benches, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, yeah, they have one attacking player, which is Leo Fernandez, and he was on loan at Toluca like 2 seasons ago. Baller, had a great season, and then comes back and he rarely even plays in the Liga MX. So it's just he's.
Is that more Tuca not playing him, or is it just doesn't play well when he gets a chance?
I think it's Tuca not playing him as well. It's because he plays that.
It's 10 a system, right? Yeah.
I think
he doesn't really use 10s. 4-3-3, right?
No, yeah, it's a 4-4-2. He has a lot of possession in Liga MX, but I mean, he just doesn't use it. He plays 2 in the middle. You're not going to move Pizarro, who's your captain, and Carioca, who I think is an absolute baller, to be honest. That Brazilian, I think he's a great player. I don't know if you paid attention to him today, but He gives that pause. He has that
he had a
little.
couple. When I
Yeah,
started paying attention, I mean, he kind of lost the ball a couple of times, but
yeah.
it's Bayern Munich. I'm not gonna hold it against him. I'm sure he probably is a really good player. But yeah, he did look pretty composed at sometimes.
I mean, yeah, you can't compare him to like a Kimmich or
Mhm.
you know what I mean. But I mean, compared to Liga MX standard, I think he's an absolute baller. But I mean, you just have, and you can tell the difference between Gignac and his own teammates.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy,
no.
like the difference. Even the way they control the ball is way different. Like it's ridiculous.
And there was that run that he makes in the first half. I don't know if you remember. He comes up the left sideline and he has two defenders. He draws two defenders, right? And he gives a perfect pass. I think it was to Quinones, and he just I think he take a shot or he loses it. Or he does something stupid.
Yeah, and you can you see like the camera where he just like he's like yelling at him.
Yeah.
You know, like
Do you
it's
think
just
he'll what? How do I ask this question? Do you think he's there just because he likes being like that guy? You know, like the player and like the best player in the league, kind of. Um,
um
the
I
money.
think part of it is, and yeah, money obviously is the main reason. I mean, but I mean, he could be earning, I'm pretty sure, twice as much in the MLS. But he has said like a couple times that he loves like the Mexican culture. He loves being
I
like
have heard that.
you see his Spanish, like it's like a Mexican talking. Like he uses the same slang. He says it himself. He fell in love with the country.
That's
And
really cool.
just yeah, and being like the player he is, obviously like all the attention's on him. I don't know. I saw like when like the last year or so, I don't know how many Gignacs have been born in Monterrey because of him.
That's
Yeah, like
hilarious.
he's
That's
a whole ass idol
hilarious.
over there.
That's really cool.
And like he didn't come like when he transferred to Tigres, he didn't come he wasn't like going downhill or anything like that. Like
Yeah,
he
no,
had
no, no, no.
he had a great season at Marseille before he came.
I was gonna say he wasn't because I mean right now he's only what 31, 32, something like that.
No, right now I think he's like 35.
Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, when he transferred, he was still a little younger, no?
Yeah, he was like 31.
Yeah, and I
He
mean
had just finished
first,
the season at Marseille. I think he scored a couple, like a good number of goals.
yeah, and for a striker, you know, especially when you're playing around the competition that isn't as good as you, um,
Mm-hmm.
at that age you're still gonna tear up the league, and
Yeah,
I
well,
think he's Tigres
you're
top
hitting your
scorer.
prime, or you're barely past like your best
Yeah,
age.
even if you're not at your athletic prime,
Mhm.
like mentally, you know, you have an advantage over other players. It's just experience.
Yeah, because
But
even when
yeah,
he was at Tigres, he got a couple call-ups to the national team. He played in the Euros. I don't know if you remember that. He hits the
Oh
post, I
yeah.
think, overtime against Portugal, like right in the
oh yeah, yeah, I do actually remember that.
and
Yeah,
like I remember one of the main reasons he wanted to come was because at that like during that time when he came transferred, they were in the I think it was a semi or already in the final of the Libertadores against River Plate, and
mhm.
he wanted to win that, and obviously they 0-0 at in Monterrey, and then they go to Buenos Aires and it's 3-0 to River Plate. But that was one of like the main things he came to too.
I think they should bring that back, like letting Liga MX teams play in Libertadores. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh yeah, obviously you always want to play against those teams. It's just I think it's really hard because of the money situation. CONCACAF would lose a lot of money, and then
Yeah,
you have to see the traveling distances too. Like
that's
you
true.
have like a Monterrey team like up north in Mexico trying to play like a Bolivian team, like that travel
Yeah,
distance kills you.
yeah,
Well,
that's true.
obviously, yeah, the more but I mean,
I
come
heard they're
on,
interested in bringing him back.
yeah,
I don't know if that was like a serious rumor or not, but I'd heard that there was interest in doing that. But yeah, like you said, you know, Tigres really had no chances. Think even I heard the commentator say it too. The best chance that they had was off a throw in, a long throw in where Gignac tries like a half volley bicycle kick at the last minute. And
yeah. And I don't know if like even with his partner, Gignac's partner Gonzalez, the bald guy, the striker, you saw him playing. You can just tell the difference in quality. Like just
yeah.
I saw a meme I think on Facebook today. It was like Tigres' best chance to score, and it was when Salcedo headers it back to Guzman. Not
Doing
Thomas like, oh,
Guzman's not in
yeah,
the goal,
like
yeah.
miscommunication that happens.
That's hilarious. Alrighty. Yeah, anything else you want to say about the game?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really. Just that I mean, props to Tigres making it first CONCACAF team to make it
Yeah.
to the final. It has a lot to do with the fact that they changed the format. The fact that the CONCACAF team doesn't play the European team in the semis.
Yeah.
And you have a Palmeiras team who, come on, it was horrendous to watch them play. They lost today too, the third place game, penalties.
Yeah, I saw that they lost in
It was
penalties.
ridiculous. Yeah, even the penalties. Did you see the penalties they took?
No, I didn't watch the
Look them
game.
up.
Oh, I saw a video on
They're
that actually.
ridiculous.
They're like Palmeiras penalties.
Yeah. You have some guy who tries to do like the Neymar one, and like he gives it right to the keeper, like to the left side of the keeper. You have a guy. You have Luis Adriano. Remember Luis Adriano from Shakhtar?
Yeah.
He missed
I
it.
watched him in the Libertadores games.
Yeah. He missed like I think it was like 5 feet from the post or something, and then
What the
Felipe
fuck?
Melo actually missed the 5th one.
I feel like he was really like when I watched him, he's kind of seemed like the only not a good player, but
Yeah.
kind of like their focus to go around. He still looks pretty good.
Yeah. I just don't think the system helps him at all either. I'm surprised River Plate didn't win the second leg of the semifinal.
Yeah, that was a good game, man.
It was a crazy game with Vaughn and
That was
everything. You know?
intense. Even though I'm surprised they even won the final. I didn't think it was a good final.
No. I saw something like I don't know who said it. I don't remember, but it was just like they were like both teams in the final were bad. It was just a matter of who was the
Worse.
less worse. Yeah, like
Who was the other? Who did they play actually? Palmeiras
Santos.
Santos, yeah. Next, I'm just gonna touch on the other semifinal. For the Copa del Rey, it was between Athletic Club de Bilbao and Levante at the San Mames in Bilbao. It was a kind of okay game. The first half was definitely better than the second. Melero has a chance for Levante really early. I think Gler whips a ball in. I think it was from the corner, and like Melero tries headering it, but he's wide open, right? He's right in front of the box, wide open, wide alone. He should be scoring this. And he whiffs the header, and those that kind of hit you on the shoulder right here, kind of gets stuck in the little spot. It goes wide, but Melero actually ends up getting another chance in the 26th. It's a cross from Jorge de Frutos. Melero whiffs the shot, and it still lands at his feet, and he just tucks it home. He's right alone in front of the goal. 1-0. Levante played really well in my opinion. They kind of slowly lost control as the game went on. But they played really well. We'll see how the second leg goes. I would really like to see Levante in the final. I really like Jose Morales, and Athletic Club has already been in a final. Wouldn't be bad to see Marcelino in another one, but personally, I'm gonna favor Levante. I hope they go through. Anything else you guys want to touch on before we just kind of wrap it up and finish up?
I didn't watch that game actually, but I'm
Yeah, I didn't get to either.
now.
Mhm.
And I mean, it looks like Bilbao was all over them.
Yeah, statistically, it kind of seemed like they were all over him. They did have a lot of shots. I just think they didn't create. I mean, they did create some, good chances. Munyain created a lot of chances. I think he had 8 chances created. I don't know. It just the chances that they did have, they didn't convince me. And I just like the way Levante plays. It's super direct, super quick. I hope they pull it off, like you said. But yeah, I know Bilbao definitely dominated.
They played at the San Mamés too, huh?
Yeah, I was at the San Mamés.
That away goal, like we were saying, it can be crucial for.
Yeah.
I mean, you hold that 0-0 over there, and you're through.
Mhm.
Through, yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting.
That's a good result for Levante.
Yeah, Marcelino has definitely changed Athletic Club around though. I really like how the team's looking. They seem a lot more fired up under him. Obviously they beat Barca in the final. So yeah, we'll see how that leg goes.
They have a decent team too.
Mhm.
Like especially for like the what's it called, that thing they like where they only play players like from Spain.
Yeah, from the Basque area.
That's what makes it more like more fascinating, because you have like the only thing that comes to the top of my mind that does something like that is Chivas.
Yeah.
But they only play with Mexicans, so it's like the whole nation.
Yeah, they get the whole country.
Like their area, huh? It's just there.
Yeah, it's only the Basque country, so it's like I think Basque actually runs into Spain. if I'm not, or I'm sorry, it's part of it's in Spain, but I think it also runs into France, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I know like I think it's either that or they have to be in their academy or something like that, or they have to have like their background or something like that. Because you had
Yeah.
Laporte French playing for them.
Yeah, no, see, I think that's why he played for them, because I think he was born in the Basque part that's like in France.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, that's a great, they really do have some good players that come out of there. Inigo Martinez is another good center back they have right now.
And you have Williams, who I think is probably gonna stay there.
Yeah, he has like a super long contract, doesn't he? He has like a crazy contract.
And especially when you find that stability, it's nice to just, I mean, humans naturally don't like change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have that and you can live well off, I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll stay there. Because I think there was a rumors like a couple of seasons ago where he would have like
Could have left. Yeah, I think his release clause is also kind of insane too.
They
At the
usually
part of that
put
contract.
release clauses on their players, huh? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
because it's like
Spain, yeah.
realistically, if they lose a player, like they don't have many options, right? So if they're gonna get money, it's like, or I'm sorry, if they're gonna sell someone, it's gonna be for some good ass money that they can really work with. Yeah, all right. So on Tuesday we have we're gonna do a podcast on those games, right? So on Tuesday we got well, on the Champions League games for this week. Tuesday we got Barcelona taking PSG and Leipzig taking up Liverpool. That game's actually gonna be played in the Puskás Arena in Hungary. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that it was
Yeah.
but I saw something about like that.
Because of travel restrictions right now.
Yeah, basically, I think the problem is if the mutation has been in your country that you're coming from, like how there's a new mutation of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I think it's a little stronger. You're not allowed into Germany, or I don't know if it's that specific like part of Germany. Yeah, I think it's Germany as a whole. So they will be having to play somewhere else. Like I said, it's in Hungary. And then on Wednesday, we got Porto Juve and Sevilla Dortmund. So, those games should be really exciting. I've definitely missed Champions League.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
I read something the other day about how Champions League it does something with like stimulating, not stimulating, but like it like messes with like our minds. Like they make their they make their uniforms brighter, like on screen, like their games, they make their games brighter.
Dude, it
Because
feels
colors
that
like
way.
really colors have an effect on our mind, and like it makes us feel like more of a emotional connection to these games. It's weird, but like it's crazy. That's what, like Champions League, they do that to make us like more excited to watch it, I guess you could say. It's kind of crazy.
That's interesting. I feel like
what colors was he talking about? The
just like
Just
making the
colors in
screen
general.
like more colorful, like making the colors like
more
vibrant.
saturated and stuff, probably.
Yeah. It's kind of
That's
crazy.
interesting.
But like if you watch it, like just pay attention to that, like you'll notice the pop of colors more. And I noticed that too. And it's like it's crazy.
Yeah. Now that you notice that, I mean, thinking back, I feel like I can kind of like the game today. It was on ESPN, but it didn't look that. Or my bad. I'm sorry. The Sevilla Barca game from was it yesterday?
Yeah.
It didn't look the greatest. But it could be because it was on ESPN. It's just like a streaming service.
Yeah, no. I mean, today's world, you never know.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that they're doing those? I think they're like 8K cameras. They like super high quality. Like they'll show the players. It's usually not from like a full screen when they show the games, but it's like those close-ups on players. Yeah, man, that
shit was really cool, honestly.
Yeah, BN's been using it, and that looks really good.
Yeah. No, because like right now, like even like in my business classes, like you just know, like they tell you about like everything that you do, like attract customers type things. So I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, all that goes into that too. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
You start thinking about it though.
Yeah.
Like even with the teams, like you have the what's her name? That one, I don't know her name, but the girl at Bayern Munich who's like I guess is like an important part of like their success. I don't even know what she does. Like you don't even think about it. You just think it's like the coaching and the players and like the massages and like like rest.
Yeah, physical therapists
like psychologists or like something like that. Like
oh yeah. I've heard a lot of those psychologists. I know.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that Barca one.
Yeah, during Barca's time, I heard they want to bring him back. I think Font wants to bring him back.
He helped like Iniesta and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I heard I think I read something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they said he played like a really big part in Iniesta's, like especially. I want to say it was after the World Cup. Like he kind of felt like he hit a wall.
I think it's before, wasn't it?
Was it
Or
before?
after? I remember before it was when
I
one of
think
his,
you know you might be right. I think it was before.
remember when he was struggling with injuries and then like I think like his friend passed away
Yeah, yeah.
and like yeah.
Didn't his wife like sadly have a miscarriage? I don't know when,
I
but
think yeah
Yeah, I
I
remember that
don't know
also.
if it was around the same
yeah.
time maybe probably.
Man, that was really sad. I remember that.
It's crazy. I miss that guy to be honest.
Nothing like him, bro. And
Nothing.
people talk about like hopefully Pedri can go into that. I don't want to put those kind of expectations on him now, but you do see glimpses. Hopefully he can grow into a player. He'll be his own player, of course. But
Yeah,
if he could be
definitely.
anything like Iniesta, if he could be anything near Iniesta, he'll have a successful ass career.
Yeah. Especially I mean I'm not I don't know what goes on the day to day, but I mean you have to have a coach who also, like pushes you, shows you
Mhm.
new ideas. Cause you see, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously we're all pet fans here, we're all pet lovers,
Yeah,
but what he does with players, like you see him,
Foden.
even Gundogan, you see Gundogan right now, the level he's playing at.
Oh man, dude, he's
And
playing
and it was like
crazy.
a couple months ago, or even last season, everybody was saying he was like a Rakitic. He was like, you know what I mean, like a use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you see
yeah.
him
No,
right now, it's like his best scoring season. I think he's in double digits now.
wow, already?
I think he's like at 10 or 11. He's close by there. I know that because he
That's
scored two
crazy.
against City, so I think he's like at 8, 9. I'm pretty sure he's double digits though.
I think they said Foden's also in double digits already. I think the only person in double digits that's like I don't want to say it's like I think younger than him or like at his age or below is obviously Holland.
I guess
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Foden's been playing, and Foden doesn't even get like an outrageous amount of minutes at City.
He's been getting a good amount this season though.
Yeah, no, they
Not crazy,
definitely.
but he has been getting good amount this season.
Yeah, Pep even told us, right? He said, once Silva leaves, this is the player who's gonna kind of take those minutes, take a spot. Maybe not as
Not as soon. Like
yeah, maybe not like all the minutes at once, but slowly and surely. And he's doing exactly that. He's in excellent form. He played great against Liverpool.
especially seeing him in those kind of games. That's what we want to see him.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's what you want to see,
Yeah.
especially those younger players pick it up. Alrighty. Well, if you guys got anything else, I think we could wrap it up for today.
Yes, sir. Just excited to see the
Yeah.
next two games, those Champions League games. Should be a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah,
Keep an
yeah.
eye on the Leipzig Liverpool game.
Yeah, that Leipzig Liverpool game is gonna be back and forth. At least in my opinion, it's gonna be back and forth. It's gonna be a good one. Alrighty, well, hope you guys have a good night. Thanks for hopping on with me tonight, and I'll catch you guys next time.
All
Later,
right.
guys.